So we're here at the Boone News Republican, and tonight we have a special guest, Brett Hudson, and I'm your host, Logan Kaler. Why not? Maybe I'll start sprucing it up.
There.
Cool. So Brett is one of the three candidates who is running for 4th Ward during this special election that's coming up in 3 weeks?
About 3 weeks, May 7th.
May 7th.
Yep.
May 7th. We got it's going to be a pretty interesting race, kind of taking everything and speeding it up into just 3 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So, like with Terry and Pam, we're also going to let Brett give his history and kind of his background and kind of let him talk about himself for a bit. So, you know what? Go ahead.
Don't mind. Well, my name's Brett Hudson. I am from Boone. I was born and raised here. I graduated from Boone High in 2005. After that, I attended DMAC. And then I worked a few various jobs and moved around just a little bit. Spent a few years outside of Boone. I was in Madrid for a while, so still was in Boone County. Now I've been in Boone for about the last 7 years straight now. Almost a year ago exactly, bought my first house. That's how I ended up in the 4th Ward. Been about a year now, so it's been a very fast year. I found out when you buy a house, time has gone by really fast. So do that. I work over in Ames. I'm a salesman for Dennis Supply. We're an HVAC wholesaler, so furnaces, air conditioners, those things, and we're kind of in the middle right now. The heating season just ended. The cooling season's going to be here before we know it, and be nice and busy. So the elections kind of came at a good time for me in a sense. So I'm happy about that. My girlfriend lives with me. We bought our house together last year, like I was saying. My free time, I hang out in my garage a lot. I kind of turned that into my man cave. I got my foosball and darts and stuff out there, and watch a lot of sports. I'm a big sports fanatic, baseball, football, basketball. Spend plenty of time doing that.
Yeah.
Got a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, do you have a favorite sport?
It's baseball. Ever since that was my favorite sport to play growing up, was baseball for sure. And I'm a Chicago Cubs fan, and they finally just got back to 500 today. So it was a bit of a rough start to the season, but it's a very long season, baseball, 162 games. So not to worry.
Definitely a long season ahead of them.
Yeah.
So let's go and jump back to the election.
Mm-hmm.
So Brett, what made you decide that you wanted to run for the 4th Ward City Council position?
I've always had an interest in local government, for sure. City council, in years before, talked about that would be a good way to get involved, a good almost entry level, I would say. And then found out that Kevin Hicks had resigned and that the spot was open, and found out kind of last minute, as we kind of discussed, that it's all been happening very quickly, and decided, let's do it. Enough talking about it. Let's get involved and let's actually do it. So the opportunity presented itself, and I said, let's do it.
Cool. Yeah. So then, looking down the road, what about you sticks out that makes you a more apt candidate for the position?
Being from Boone, being raised in Boone, I think I have a pretty good feel on where we are as a community, and I'm very proud to be from Boone. I love Boone. I think I'd be a very good person that would be able to give the residents a ward for, a direct voice into their government, so that they can feel that they're being represented fairly and accurately, and just again, very proud to be from Boone. Like it here a lot, and always want to see good things for Boone.
What do you think Boone is lacking that you personally think that you could help make up for?
It would be one of the things that I think is kind of a key thing that I would be essentially running on going forward, would be funding our public spaces. Something I've found out definitely in this short time of talking to people, that I think almost a core issue would be definitely our library. As of right now, the library is only open 53 hours a week, and if it goes down under 51, they'd be at risk of losing some significant funding. And we're very lucky in Boone here that we have a very nice library. Whenever I have my girlfriend's mother was in town just the other week, and we drove by and immediately caught her eye and was asking about it, because we're lucky. We have a very nice library, and as of right now, on Saturdays, it's only open 9 to 1, and it's closed on Sundays.
Yeah.
So, and as someone who was a child that grew up in Boone, I spent a lot of summers up at there at that library. So it's a great asset that we have, and it's beautiful, and there's so much more potential. And I think it's something that I've heard a lot of concerns voiced to me about. We're not doing enough to fund our library and take care of it. Something I didn't mention earlier is I do work part-time at Boone Valley Brewing here in town, and last year we did a fundraiser that I was really proud to be part of. It was Brews for Books. For every beer that was purchased, there was a donation made to the library, and we raised a pretty good amount of money. We were pretty proud. So it's just another thing that it's in need. It needs help. So
Are they doing that again this year?
I don't think there's any plans as of right now. It was about a year ago exactly,
Oh.
but we did good, and we were proud to help out.
So say we go through the campaign and you're elected. What's the first thing that you want to do?
Again, address the library, and then again with the keeping our public spaces funded, there's a park in Ward 4. It's called Franklin Park. It's a city block wide. It's 12th and 13th, I believe, Green and Carroll, and its current state, I would say, is it's pretty neglected. It's in need of benches, more equipment. There's a bathroom there that is currently boarded up, unusable, and it's just kind of going to waste. And there's a lot of potential there. It's a big city block. You could do a lot of things there. So that's another thing I think I would like to take attention to. And then downtown Boone, again, along the lines of the library, it's unique. It's very cool. We're lucky to have our downtown. We want, bring in businesses, keep them, some renovations would be nice, a little TLC. It's a very neat downtown, and it's, the theater's great and things like that, but we can always improve, for sure.
Yeah. With your unique background, what do you bring to the table as Brett Hudson? What do you have to offer to the city of Boone and the city council and the concerns of those who live in Boone, not just the fourth ward, but the entire city?
Yeah. Growing up in Boone, experiencing things that Boone has to offer firsthand, I feel would be of great benefit to have somebody on the board. I know a lot of the council members have been in Boone a long time, are from Boone, and someone that went through our schooling system, and again, things like our library, use that a lot. The experience, the first-handness of it, I think would be able to take that and turn that into actual action and get things done that I know firsthand would be good for our community.
Yeah. The community knows you pretty well, it sounds like.
My family's been in Boone a long time. Both my parents went to Boone High School. My grandfather in the 60s and 70s was principal at Boone High. Virgil Hudson, if you went to Boone and graduated in those years, there's a pretty good chance he was probably your principal. So definitely I would say through that, it would be a way the community sort of would recognize myself.
Perfect. And if I remember correctly, this would be a perfect opportunity to talk about an event where people who don't know you could come in and meet you.
Yeah, absolutely. This upcoming Wednesday, the 24th, we're going to host we're calling it a meet and greet at Boone Valley Brewing, because Boone Valley is actually in the 4th Ward, just barely, but it is in there. So kind of a nice touch to it. 6 to 8 p.m. The whole family's welcome. There'll be beer for sale and root beer for children, and have some snacks and things. And right now, the process, the word I've found, the most important thing right now for me is, I think, to listen to people and to get ideas and to hear concerns. So that's, I think, would be a great thing, especially anyone in the community is obviously invited, but get to know your Ward 4 neighbors a little more, and then hear some direct concerns from, Ward 4 residents. I think it'd be a good opportunity, so anybody who wants to, please come out.
Is there anything else that you would like to address that I might have forgotten?
Oh, we covered the library. I think's an important issue to me, along with Franklin Park's another thing I've had concerns voiced. Downtown, making sure we're doing as much as we can to help out our historic downtown that we don't want to lose anything out of, and keep it and get it better and better. And then just making Boone as best as we can and helping out everyone within our community.
And making Boone as best as we can. This is Brett Hudson, Logan Kaler, Boone is Republican. Until next time.